Before I start my video response, I do apologize for the structure. This is something I normally don't do, show gameplay footage while I talk in the background like Sid Alpha and most other YouTubers do. But due to circumstances, I can't really make videos the traditional cheap way like I usually do. So, hey, enjoy some gameplay footage of Monster Hunter World while I, ramble and prattle on. And to be fair, we are still on the subject of gaming. For this is a video response to Louis Laval's video, The Inconsequential Death of Western Gaming, Patron-backed. Now, I've talked about this guy pretty extensively with Big Al on his channel in a video entitled Big Al Riots, The Abyss Stares Back. I'll post a link in the description so you guys can get what I think of this guy. But short version, used to like him, he's gotten a little fucking crazy, now I can't stand him anymore. Now, I was given advice by Real that when making this video response, I should just attack his points and not try to go after him as a person, maybe try to be civil, and I agree with all those points. I really should be mature about this. That being said, however, man, is that a hard thing to do when you listen to this guy open his mouth. In his video, he officially says he's done with gaming as a hobby because SJWs have ruined the Western gaming world. Not ruining it, present tense, they've already ruined it. It's already dead, which already tells me he has an extremely narrow and cynical viewpoint on this industry. And if you try to show him stuff that would contradict his red-pilled ideals, he'll brush it off one way or another. Like the indie scene. You mentioned indie scenes to him. He's like, no, I think it's all shit. Whatever. Deal with it. But what about Japanese games? Now, that was the thought that was going in my head when I heard him talk on this video. You might think Louis might be a weeaboo in denial, considering his knowledge of visual novels like Euphoria, his whoring of PlayAsia.com, and him pretending to not know Japanese names. Well, I don't think that anymore, because if he was, he wouldn't have made this video declaring he's done with video games. Which, by the way, it's a tad hypocritical to give up on gaming since he claims that Mr. Medicare gave up on Gamergate. Just some food for thought there. But let me get to the real reason why I'm making this video response. See, Louis cites an interview with Tom Lipschultz from Xseed Games on goodoldgames.org. And, well, the short version, when he was quoting his response in a rather condescending and douchey tone, he basically thinks that he is either an SJW or going to kowtow to SJWs. Tom Lipschultz, the guy who took an opposing stance on censorship in the NeoGAF forums, getting banned for it, and he wanted his name taking off of the credits for the localization of Akiba's Beat for a small change, and he works for a company that brought over all the Senran Kagura games out here. And he is supposedly for censorship. What? And as for the majority of gamers don't care. I play a lot of Japanese games, very niche titles. I've seen the community surrounding them. Believe me when I say this, they care if their games are at risk for censorship one way or another. So much that I've seen publishers making responses to their concerns, saying, X game will be uncensored like the original Japanese title. We're trying to make it as authentic as possible. Believe me, they care. And, you should care more about their opinion because that's the fan base that's giving them the money in order to keep bringing these titles over here. Their opinion is more valuable than some random schmuck who's going to get offended and had no intention of buying the game in the first place. And if they're developers who don't learn their lesson from this, well, fuck them. I'm not going to shed a tear. It's their loss. So I don't know what else to say other than to make a huge point wrapping this up with a message to my fans and anyone who is watching this video who might be a gamer. I mean, this is on the subject of gaming, so you gotta be a gamer in order to care about something like this. It's clear Louis has gotten too negative and far gone to the point where he cannot enjoy anything gaming related. And he even actually tells people at the end of his video to stop being positive, stop enjoying things, stop having fun. Now, where have I heard that before? That leads me to having a heart-to-heart with you, the viewer, who, like I said, might also be a gamer. If you think this hobby is no longer fun, or if you're not enjoying it, Don't give up. Take it from me, a bitter, pessimistic asshole. You gotta keep at least a shred of hope with you. About 6 years ago, I was actually really not enjoying video games as much. Then I branched out with other titles, and those being like obscure JRPGs and shit. So you may have to go outside of your comfort zone in order to, reignite that spark of enjoyment. Hell, most of my old-time fan base remembers that I used to really hate JRPGs. Now I have a backlog of them because they're all freaking good. Well, most of them are. If you want to get into the Valkyria Chronicles franchise, do not play Valkyria Revolution. Just get Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. It's a way better game. It holds up very nicely. This game right here, Monster Hunter World. Never played a Monster Hunter game before. Windsor kind of forced me to play the beta. Now I'm nearly 70 hours in by the time of this recording. Now things suck now, I'm not going to deny it. But you got to have that positivity. You got to hang on to that hope. You got to hang on to it, man. Just hang on to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope to bring more content like this. Can't make any promises because I suck at making them. I know I clogged my channel with weekly bullshit streams. But I'm also still hanging on to the idea of making the usual videos I've been doing since almost a decade ago, no matter how pointless it might seem to most people. But, who knows? This is Darkscream signing out, and stay positive, everybody.